Hey guys, Nathan Hutchinson here. Welcome to another episode of the Daily Dose of Real Estate. Every week I come to you to bring you insider information, tips and tricks on how you can propel your property journey and property success. So today's topic is how the big four banks can lose their banking license here in Australia. Now, sounds like a controversial type of topic, but it is actually a true fact of what can happen if they don't abide by the correct rules. So as you would all know, right now, if any of you have tried to get finance for property, property related purchase, or whether that be refinancing your property or something, there's so many loops and holes you have to jump through to get the property finance. It's harder than ever before to get the finance. Despite what people tell you, we've had times and times where deals, the client said the deals are all good, but when it comes to the stage to get the finance, it's very difficult for them to achieve it. The biggest thing is, right now in the real estate sector and in the banking sector with finance, there's the big banks are governed by a government body called APRA. APRA is basically a regulation governing body which basically puts lending criteria in place for the big banks. So the policy right now, which most people don't know, and I only know this fact from working closely with a very close insider in a big four bank, and he revealed this information to me in privacy, basically said to me, Nathan, look, right now, basically what's happening is the reason why it's so hard to get a loan right now is APRA's basically saying to all the banks, you can't increase your loan book by more than 10% a month. So what that means is, if you would know firsthand, if you applied to get a loan, going back maybe 5-10 years ago, it was super easy. Anyone who had a pulse could get a loan. But they don't want the problems to happen like they did happen in 2008, 2009, 2010. So basically what they put in place is the big banks can't increase their loan book by more than 10% a month. So if you applied for a loan recently, you would have found that, you would have sat down with the credit profile guy, they would have gone through all that type of stuff with you, they would have asked for these supporting documents, would have presented the supporting documents. A couple of weeks later, they would have come back and said, yeah, that's all good, but we need this document now. And a couple of more weeks, you supply that document, a couple more weeks go by, they come back to you and go, oh, sorry, we've actually misplaced the first document. We need you to supply another copy of that. Really what's happening there is the banks have ran out of their 10% quota for the month. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to push your loan out so they can get you into quota maybe in the next month or the month after that. And sometimes, loans are taking, for clients, are taking 3 months, 4 months, sometimes 6 months just to get the loan approved and all ready to go in order to settlement. That's basically what's happening right now in the finance industry. So that's why it is harder than ever before for you to get a loan for your next property purchase. Even simple refinances are taking a lot longer than ever before. But you don't know this stuff unless you're, working with the insiders, or basically you're on the floor every single day knowing this stuff. So, with that being said, that's all a bunch of information, but how can you benefit from knowing this type of information? Well, the biggest thing is you need to work with a broker, a mortgage broker that knows all this type of stuff. You don't want to be working with a mortgage broker that basically is submitting your loan to a bank that's not going to take any more loans that month, So you need to work with a very specialist type of mortgage broker. Gone are the days where, you could just go to any mortgage broker and, they'll just put it through 4 or 5 different loan things until one of them approve it. Right now, in the current market that we're in right now, you need to work with a specialised mortgage broker that understands finance at a very high degree. They understand what's happening with the banks right now, what's happening with APRA, and what bank is actually lending money this month so they can place your loan with that bank. Because what happens is, otherwise, if they place your loan with a bank and it gets rejected, and then they place it with another one and it gets rejected, what it's actually doing is actually hindering your credit file. What the other banks, when they go to see it, they're going to see that all these other banks rejected you, and they're going to think, what's going on, what's wrong. The biggest thing is just those banks that your broker put the loan to simply just weren't accepting further loans that month because their loan book was already at that 10% threshold. The biggest reason why banks don't want to go over that 10% threshold is because APRA actually said that you actually stand to lose your banking license in Australia and get massive fines if you increase your loan book by more than 10%. So they're very cautious on this. So that's why, going back to the fact, you need to work with a specialist mortgage broker to get your finance in order that understands really what's happening in the marketplace right now. So with that being said, guys, that is the daily dose for this week. If you've got any further questions, feel free to reach out to me. We have a really good mortgage broker that we refer all of our clients to that specializes in this. We work very closely with him. He tells us exactly what's going on for our clients, So if you're in the marketplace looking for someone who's a specialized mortgage broker, we definitely have a contact for you that can help you with all this type of information. But with that being said, guys, that's this week's Daily Dose. I look forward to speaking to you all guys next week.